King Henry VIII of England is very important in American history. Henry VIII was born in 1491. He was the second son of Henry VII. Henry VIII's older brother Arthur was actually next to be king. He's like, I'm going to be the best king ever. I just can't wait to be king. I'm even working on my roar. Arthur even had his wife already picked out for him. Her name was Catherine of Aragon, but Arthur soon died. That meant Henry VIII was next to be king. He's like, King me! And I get your wife too. So when Henry VII died, Henry VIII became King of England at the young age of 18 years old. Early in his reign, King Henry VIII was a major supporter of the Catholic Church. You could even say that he was the biggest fan of the Catholic Church. The Pope even declared him Defender of the Faith. But when you are the King of England, you get pretty much whatever you want. It's good to be the king. King Henry VIII wanted a son to make sure that he had a male heir to take over the throne after he was gone. But Henry's first wife, Catherine of Aragon, did the unthinkable. She gave him a daughter. How dare you give me a daughter? I wanted a son. Plus, I kind of like this other girl now. Henry VIII had met Anne Boleyn and wanted to divorce his first wife and marry her. Henry VIII asked the Pope for a divorce from his very first wife, Catherine, so he could marry Anne Boleyn. But of course, the Pope said no. Once again, Henry VIII was very upset with this. How dare you tell me no? I am King Henry VIII of England. If you won't give me a divorce, I will make my own church. And he did. King Henry VIII created his own church and called it the Church of England, also known as the Anglican Church. King Henry VIII was now king of all of England, and now he was the king of his very own church. Because he was the head of his very own church, of course he gave himself a divorce from his very first wife, Catherine of Aragon. This led to him marrying Anne Boleyn, who did the very same thing Henry's first wife did. She gave birth to a daughter. But unlike the very first wife, Anne Boleyn wasn't divorced. Anne Boleyn got the chop. Henry VIII then went on to marry a woman by the name of Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour was certainly smart enough to go ahead and give birth to a wonderful baby boy. Unfortunately, Jane Seymour died shortly after giving birth to that boy. This left Henry open to an arranged marriage to a princess from another country. Her name was Anne of Cleves. However, they never did get along. And 6 months later, King Henry VIII gave her the boot and divorced her. This gave King Henry VIII the opportunity to marry his 5th wife. Her name was Catherine Howard. Now, Catherine wasn't very smart and decided to cheat on the King of England. So, she got the chop. This gave King Henry VIII the opportunity to marry his 6th wife, Catherine Parr. But before Henry VIII could do anything to Catherine Parr, Henry VIII is going to die, and Catherine Parr will actually outlive Henry VIII. This gives us a wonderful little rhyme about King Henry VIII's 6 wives. Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. So why are we learning about King Henry VIII and his 6 wives? Because when Henry VIII created the Church of England, he made everyone in England switch religions. This led to all of the Catholics in England being persecuted simply for their religious beliefs. This also leads to a major point in world history, something called the Reformation. It's the splitting of the Catholic Church into Catholics and Protestants. So the question is, how is this going to influence the people of England who want to remain Catholic?